What's going on, my quad squad? Today is actually a special day. Take a look in the upper right hand corner. I'm using a weird class. I'm using the CHICOM CQB with, I believe, like some sort of holographic sight, a laser sight, an RPG, and let's see what else. I'm using flak jacket. Toughness is actually good, and then awareness, and I don't remember what the other one was, and then a combat axe. I remember the combat axe, but actually this class wasn't suggested to me. Now this is going to be different from every episode on and so forth within this series. Just because I love you guys, I started this series. This is basically going to be called, I haven't really came up with the exact title and name of the series for it. It's going to have something to do with I'm Your Puppet or something like that. That actually could be the name, but you guys are going to go ahead and right now comment down below what Call of Duty you guys want me to play in the next episode and the class you guys want me to use. Now, I just got this gameplay 30 to 45 minutes ago and I made up this class on my own. It's not necessarily a terrible class. I had to give myself toughness just because I know that I do absolutely terrible without it. And if you guys didn't see the class in the beginning or really heard me when I said it in the beginning, you guys can go ahead and go backwards and go and look at it. Maybe you guys want to try it out and tell me your score or something like that. But this is going to be a new series. It can be any Call of Duty. Well, basically Call of Duty 4 through Call of Duty Ghosts, any sort of class, and I don't have to do really well with it. It's basically going to be, my first or second game with it, whichever one actually I do decent with. I'm not, maybe if it's a terrible class, I'll show you guys footage of me doing terrible, something like that. I'm not trying to make out that I'm an amazing player or anything. I'm going to say this kind of brings a little bit more life into Call of Duty, and that's what I'm trying to do. Call of Duty Ghosts necessarily wasn't the biggest and heavy hitter Call of Duty overall for me. And it does really well on my channel, I'm not gonna lie, but I'd rather entertain you guys more when I'm having fun. Oof, did you guys see that combat axe a little bit earlier? But I just wanted to say that I'd rather see you guys be able to interact with me and be able to have a lot of fun, because I have a lot of fun whenever I make these videos and get these gameplays. Maybe I'd like to switch it up occasionally and see if I could do a live comm over it and see what it would be like, and you guys could hear like my live reactions when I'm using terrible guns. It can be a good class setup and I'll use that, or it can be a terrible one. Like I rarely use the CHICOM. Not that it's a terrible gun, but it's kind of weird to use the CHICOM on, well, actually, I thought POD was going to be a big map. I hadn't played POD in a while back on Black Ops 2, and I've been enjoying Black Ops 2 a little bit more recently, but back to POD. I used to think POD was really a big map, but when you look at it, when I call in my stealth chopper a little bit later, spoiler, yes, I get my stealth chopper, but it really is cool that I was able to realize that it was a smaller map, so I was able to actually do well with the CHICOM. And don't worry, guys, when you suggest a class, I'll give you guys credit and everything. I'll put your comment, and then I'll show it up like in game what it looks like, in like the pick 10 system. I think it'll look pretty cool. I think it's a pretty good idea. I'm not saying I came up with this on my own. I came up with the idea on my own. It took a little bit of brainstorming with my dad, but I believe the series idea is, or the series name is going to be I'm Your Puppet. I think that's a good idea. You guys probably already know I probably titled this I'm Your Puppet Episode 1 and something having to do with the CHICOM. I don't know, maybe like introducing series. It doesn't matter that much, but a little bit earlier in the gameplay, I started to pick up my streaks. I actually don't end up getting my Warthog. Kind of disappointing, but this series really isn't all about doing really well and getting my streaks. I actually played half a game before this and then it host migrated, and I was hoping that I could still use that gameplay, but it ended up host migrating like completely out of the whole game, so I wasn't able to use that. So this is technically like my first 1.5 games with this setup. So I'm not trying to show you guys that I'm an amazing player. I luckily did pretty well this game, and most of the time the game mode I'm going to be playing is team deathmatch, so you guys can see basically a lot of the gun, because that's what this whole series is about. So that's what I'm trying to get across. Again, guys, comment down below what you guys want to see in the next episode, what Call of Duty and what class setup. I'll make sure to feature your comment if you guys want to be featured in the next video tomorrow, or not tomorrow, in the next episode of the series, which could be tomorrow, I guess. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop shot that like button down below. It really does help me out. It's been QuadMFT. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for being the best quad squad in the world.